You're listening to 17 Carat K-Pop. For more about this show and my other show Enthusiasts, plus to get the latest interviews, K-pop news, album reviews, and so much more, subscribe to the show's free newsletter at 17caratkpop.substack.com. Enjoy the show! Hi everybody! Welcome back to 17 Carat K-Pop. I am so excited. So much good new music came out in February, so I have to talk about all of it. K-pop, C-pop, J-pop, P-pop. And because I listen to literally hundreds of new releases every single month, please keep that in mind. It's never a personal diss toward your fave if they didn't make the top. It's so hard to narrow down a top 20, let alone rank these picks. I try to be as objective as possible when I do that, scouring out of hundreds of releases. So again, don't read any malicious intent into any of this. I take it very seriously, trying to put on my music critic objectivity hat. So sorry if you don't agree with the ranking, but that's life. Now, without further ado, let's start the best of February top 20 countdown with number 20. Cat-Tune, K-A-T-T-U-N, Fantasia. The videos have quite dramatic visuals, with the pops of color, the giant white statue of arms outstretched, hands rather, the white mannequins with red dresses, not tons of clarity ever about what those symbols should mean or if they're just cool for the decoration's sake for pops of color, but visually, good job. The album is really well done. Definitely fans of SF9 and Pentagon will gravitate toward Wild Rose, if you like SF9 and Pentagon title tracks. In the vein of Young Boy, Loner, other more recent 9i songs is Flight. The best song I think is the rock/electronic/pop Eliza. More electronic, fun, and fantasista. There's some super happy upbeat songs like Perfect Date, which ironically sounds like the whole world join you on the date. More emotional tenor for Sail on Earth and Kissing You Hurts. Kissing You Hurts is not a ballad, but it's emotional enough to lyrically qualify. The range has really expanded with this album. Number 19, Octopath Showcase. They really start with a bang, with Showtime, this warp speed intro. The singles have kind of grown on me. Run at least has. It's been kind of all over the place, but I've kind of found the catchiest parts of it to latch onto. It's got some earworm qualities amidst the chaos. The good kind of chaos, I've decided. It's a bop. Frankly, is not one of their best though, ironically. Fans of Treasure should check out Lip Service, one of the better B-sides. There's Our Path, a pop ballad. A happy, chant-filled, buoyant celebration on Highway. This warped electronic layer to their voices on Hot Thoughts. Some dynamic and very distinct arrangements. They are ones to grow on you. Just trust me on that. Run is a great video example of how they're kind of everything at once. Aesthetically, sonically. It's kind of choose your own adventure what to focus on. The pre-release singles, when taken as a whole with this album, the pre-release singles videos cover quite a range. Again, it's kind of like pick your favorite Octopath. They're chameleonic for you. You've got the more attitude-filled, direct, in-your-face, ready to have a dance-off video for It's a Bop. Just pretty pastels, an aesthetic focus of Perfect, choreo and Run, a mix of everything, choreo and casual wear, and a fancy setup in Like. They have a lot to show, and they want to show it to you, all with one release. Number 18, Ocean from the Blue, with his self-titled new album. His voice really is just smooth as silk. Love listening to his voice sing anything. But he has to kind of echo and go through certain filters on different songs to give it different effects, keep it interesting. He goes through a variety of R&B vibes. The songs with the most just non-R&B fan, general crowd pleaser potential, Treasure and 30. He mixes things up in surprising ways, like extra surprising toward the end. Like at that point he was like, screw it, I'm doing whatever I want. He mixed like a rap delivery with piano in Brother. He ends with Room 6 interlude, ends with the interlude, with a phone receiver voice. It's really full of more surprises than what first meets the ear after just the first listen. The most Weeknd-esque, sounding like the Weeknd delivery, which I love, is on Open Your Mind. Number 17. Say the name, 17. Key, Killer. I will rave about this in a second. But first, my one issue is just definitely seemed a bit too familiar to see this, to see the album promo pictures, packaging. I mean, that was definitely Neozone, NCT Punch era aesthetics. That was pretty copy-pasted. So that's my only issue with the aesthetic, but the album, just quality and substance-wise, it's really good. This is a valid repackage. I think the songs added really did add to the story, at least with the video's help. The Killer music video just lets us see Key in a more relaxed confidence than ever. Like, he's really grown into this persona solo. So it's cool to see that development with the new video. I also like how, I don't know if this was intentional, but he made me think of Taemin with his longer hair and the beret with the last outfit change in the video. Brought back feelings about the Don't Call Me Shiny era. And of course I thought of Taemin with the pivotal car crash scene in this video. I've gone on about that at length in my SMCU decoding episodes. Very pivotal to pretty much every character. So he further leans into a sound that suits him, that he's more confident and proud to say suits him than ever. And he also shows where he fits into a bigger than himself storyline in Kwanya in the SMCU with some fun details. Number 16. Haven, Future Somebody. This song is definitely for fans of Dove Cameron. It's really dark and sultry. It's got this bite to it. Her voice and the instrumental, definitely on the same page. They complement each other well. And she plays this fierce protagonist in the video, where she just kind of seduces this man, but then later frees herself from him. She was tied to him by a string, then ends up proving she was in charge the whole time. Spoiler alert, the video ends, and we see a clipboard that says Future Somebody Research, like he was just an auditioner for the role of her future somebody, even though the song is about pushing him away because she can't handle a new guy in her life. The video has both literal and symbolic ties to a possible lover. And her solo dancing in the second half of the video really just epitomizes that contrast of her desire for someone to love and her freedom at the moment without that. She also just looks like the ultimate cool girl with all those hair flips. And I must admit, the love interest in this video is just remarkably attractive. Number 15. The Rampage, Round and Round. Standouts definitely include earlier singles like The Power, the collab with Miyavi called Roundup. Fallen Butterfly is definitely for Gravity fans. Can't decide if it's more like Gas Pedal or if it reminds me more of Bad Habits, but that type of Gravity song is Fallen Butterfly. If you like No Diggity by One Us, Anthem of Teen Spirit by Epex, in that vein I think is Slam That Down. One of the songs on here that's least J-pop specific. Like format-wise, it sounds like it's the most K-pop-like in its structure, the ad-libs, the pre-chorus details. Lots of little ways it seems the most K-pop is straight up, the song straight up. If you are nostalgic for Crazy Frog, maybe check out Roll Up. If you want a pop ballad, Kimiomu. If you want an old school kind of sound, reminds me a bit of Finesse by Bruno Mars, check out Love Will Find a Way. Yeah, there's a lot of range here. Number 14. Anonymous, 1111. There are some lighter feels with songs like 1111 and Ladder, but there are also some definitely more really emotional, just stirring vocal performances. River, Oxygen, Eyes, Unbreak. R&B fans, the one you'll like the most probably, I guess Pink Roses. Pop fans, just straight down the middle pop fans, check out Hide and Seek. But overall, I think just the most objectively well done, impressive number is River, or Waterfall. Really strong album. Number 13. Hello Gloom, Dancing in the Dark. AKA Unjae from Infact, who previously released under that name Vanilla Sky, a perpetually underrated YouTube release. Anyway, Dancing in the Dark is both very him, he's known, given his stage name, Hello Gloom, for not the happiest songs. Lyrically, he's still there. Music video-wise, much more party-ready and happy than ever. So if you just watch the video and don't look up the lyrics, you may think, oh my gosh, he's finally feeling better, in a good place. I like this music more cheerful. Maybe he'll go down this path further in the future. But then you look up the lyrics and you're like, wow, I think he's scared and alone, singing about the fire in his eyes, feeling burnt out. But then the video gives you the follow-up. So the song is like part one of the story, laying out the issue. He's lost, lonely, cold, scared. And part two is the music video, when these drag queens take his hands basically and say, come to our sparkly, magical party. And that's where he goes for the night. There's a fun twist where it seems like actually that fun party was just a virtual reality experience. Different ways I guess you could interpret he was just imagining it potential premise. But he has a good time and fantasizes one way or the other, whether it comes true or not, to go to that fun party and learn to let loose and be social again. I also want to shout out this release because if you're a longtime listener, you know in past years I've talked a lot about From 20. From 20 is a solo artist who basically co-runs the Faker Club, Hello Gloom's agency, and From 20 directed this video. And they're both very just supportive of each other. And that company, I think, is just releasing a lot of good, underrated music. Honest, underrated music. Go check out From 20's self-titled track, and you'll know what I mean. Number 12. Tribe, Way, W-A-Y. Full disclosure, I have interviewed Tribe before. It's on my site now and on Substack. So some bias here because I'm inclined to appreciate them more for letting me interview them. But also, objectively, job well done. I love the clever way they promoted this new era, because they're known for super bright rainbow videos and outfits, and everything's bright and cheerful. And so they released last month the Witch performance video, wearing these gothic chic looks. A very bewitching performance, impressive choreography that shows the movements as if they're tied to puppet strings. It's very conceptual, well done, but it's not typical Tribe. So then fans might have been thinking, oh man, but then hold up. With February's release, they were back at it. And with the We Are Young video, and the songs Wonderland and Stay Together, they're back to being bubbly and happy and super welcoming. You just want to hang out and be friends with them. They have a ton of just girls' day out fun. At the arcade, making a mess in the kitchen, singing into a hairbrush, jumping on the couch, having a bubble party at the laundromat, putting on makeup. They also experiment with different aesthetics, from a PC screen to a scrapbook. They've got cute, colorful puffer coats. Everything is rainbow, even toilet paper that looks more like party streamers, the way they have it. Plus rainbow nostalgia with the butterfly clips, the flip phone. It is such a delight. So I like that they did show a new side of them, but also gave us so much more of what we know and love. Number 11. The Boys, Be Awake. This album is both a fun classic release from them, sonically their usual pop R&B dance variety, and a title track with heavy drums and bass and whistling other catchy details. That's all not surprising. But how they kept things new is they kind of told a story. So you might just passively listen to this album, but your experience could also be totally different listening to this if you think about the story, which starts the album with Awake and Roar, the awakening love they realize they have for someone. And then they go through this journey of finally getting face to face with their loved one. And they reach you in the last track, Diamond Life. And that's why life feels as sparkling as a diamond by the end. So it's like a big movie plot, and they are the princes on their way to find their loved one through all this tumult, represented by the busy songs to get from A to B. They also seem to just have more fun with less of a sense of the stakes being so high and it taking so long and they're getting desperate in this quest for you. The first half stays fun. They're still in a good mood. The second half, they show off more vocal chops and seriousness. So in one way, the listening experience is just like any other time you listen to their good music. In another way, it's a brand new experience that's very soundtrack-like. It has quite a story arc. The video itself does too. They said it was their longest to film to date, and they all helped contribute to the choreography. They put their all into the story, made the mini-movie quality overt by having the rated symbol at the beginning, T for the boys, presumably. Lots of topsy-turvy camera work, like a movie trailer. There are a bajillion blinking you'll miss it moments where different things flash on the screen, different light and flame changes happen, often in sync with their movement. There's an extra notable blinking you'll miss it moment when one of them holds up a sheet toward the screen that says, "Do you long to wake up?" So this is a love story album, but it could also be interpreted in many other ways, and could very well have a sequel, because clearly someone's watching them through CCTV, they're being surveilled, they go down into this secret underground lair. They could really keep this story going in a bajillion directions still. Number 10. Hwang Min-hyun, Truth or Lie. He really kept my rapt attention with the teasers for this. He really helped build up my anticipation with those brooding, dramatic teaser trailers, the conceptual highlight medley that was like an episode of Black Mirror in miniature. In a way, it just has this ominous something is about to go down feel with a lie detector, the words "believe what you want" on the screen, and some thought-provoking questions to get people thinking about their own answers and about where his story character is headed. The highlight medley previewed questions that the album would presumably bring up. Do you usually have a lot on your mind? Are you a perfect match? Do you want to be solved? Do you ever want to break away? Do you believe in destiny? And did you answer all of the questions sincerely? That could sound way more ominous if I used a movie villain voice, but you get the picture. Really interesting ambiguity, really playing up acting credentials. He opens with a piano ballad, then gets into more synth songs. His voice runs circles around the instrumental in Smile. He really works with dexterous vocal deliveries. Like, he really flexes his strong suits, where his vocal sweet spots are, and he accentuates them. He knows how to use his voice like an instrument. Cube is probably one of the most interesting. I haven't picked a favorite yet, so I'll say Cube for now, but they're all worth checking out. Number 9. Stacy, Teddy Bear. I truly do not get the loathing of this song. Some people are just not into this era for them. What the heck? This is one of their best eras. I don't know what will ever beat So Bad. Their debut was just raising the bar, but Teddy Bear is so good. It's so cute and fun. The little kazoo reminiscent sound effect in the chorus, the chanting, the high-pitched, delighted voices. It is just so cute. I am a sucker for anything related to teddy bears, but it's just such a cute song. It starts with their iconic "Stacy Girls It's Going Down" intro. It sounds like a Stacy song to me, so I don't know what the hate is for. Like, this is a Stacy song. They also have great, cute reminder lyrics about keeping your chin up. No need to rush, no hurries. We're all living life for the first time. There isn't one right answer. Stop expecting one. You'll get disappointed. And some sass. Like, it's just a super cute, sweet song, but it's also sassy. It's got sugar and spice. In the second verse, they go for a funky rap, but the chanting's still going on in the background, keeping it cutesy, but I love it. And they say, maybe you're just jealous that I'm doing well. Keep it down. I think it's sweet and sassy and so Stacy. And it's a clever twist. It's not just like, you're my teddy bear or some other one-sentence message. They sing about wanting to make you stop putting on airs. Stop pretending. Just be yourself. Live life as a content observer, letting the chips fall where they may. Just like a teddy bear sits in the room and stares at you, basically. And just is okay being kind of passive in some ways. I just thought it was a clever premise, and the video is adorable. Tons of teddy bears, obviously, moments with 2D cartoon images, some moments aesthetically that give me ASAP era vibes. I still think ASAP Stacy is a great name for a Kids Bop type rapper. Friends are just hanging out, rocking out. They turn a regular subway ride into a party bus. They rock out and dance and celebrate after one of them scores concert tickets. It's all so cute. You'll see, it'll melt you eventually. Number 8. Woods, Abyss. Whatever your first reaction was to this song, please give it a second reaction. please give it time and try again. Because honestly, I first heard this song and I was so underwhelmed. I love the songs Waiting and Love Me Harder, Trigger. He is really good at just an angstier, more powerful bad boy attitude. More of a just directly main character status. So to have him go for a slow song where he's contemplative and just spends days pensively in this library, rural castle place, I was like, come on, where's the energy? Where's that confidence? But it's a really vulnerable song, and the more I learned about it, the more I thought, oh my gosh, thank you. I think this is great for you and for listeners to be comforted by. I also love that with his new company, he can really become himself. Maybe he was unable to show this side of himself at his old company, so I hope this next musical chapter lets him keep up his freedom. And he gets just quite open about the side of him you didn't see before. What I love, not just because librarian work runs in my family and I'm a book nerd who loves libraries, but truly what I love about the video is the fact it's in a library because the symbolism is quite thought-provoking. While he is working there, maybe it's just a bookstore, but I'm going to call it a library, he is visiting with and assisting patron after patron of all ages, careers, social classes, and he's there for all of them. He lends an ear, he gives them what they're searching for, in just the abstract. What is he doing? He's giving them answers, community, comfort, validation. In one scene in the video, he goes up to the counter like he's the patron. So no one's on the other side. And it's quite a moment to think, wow, no one's here for him to provide any of that stuff. None of the emotional support needs. One version of him is seen on the ground in this dark, empty room. The other is in this library working. And this librarian character seems to, with waves of his arms, as if he's conducting an invisible orchestra, gets the woods in the empty room to levitate and to rise. He's giving life to a new version of himself. Then at the end, he unlocks the door, and now a doorway out appears for the other woods, who then frees himself, and he leaves the grounds. He walks out of there a free person. It's also thought-provoking that all these patrons, a lot of them come and get packages too, and these orbs. And one of those orbs, he drops on the ground at the end. Like they tried to give him and reciprocate a gift, and he decided, I don't need it right now. Different ways to read that, as well as how those patrons then are seen dancing in different rooms, different hallways as they leave, while he's kind of listening to the music in his head, being a conductor. My interpretation is that he's realizing he is getting the reciprocation. He is getting validation because he gave it, and you get what you give. And he is influencing them. He's getting them to get up and dance. He's controlling their movements. The lyrics also are really just worth ruminating over. He says, even if you don't truly know me, it's okay. I don't expect you to understand me. I'm still afraid of what's out there. Leave me alone. Don't try too hard for me. This lyric is, this lyric really just says it all. It's faster for me to give up on myself than for you to understand me. Then there's, when the time comes for you to hate me, I want you to leave. Actually, I'm a bit afraid you might hate this side of me. You know what? More than anything, I must love myself less. Different ways to interpret it. I interpret it as he's saying, I don't need anyone's love, but the key isn't love myself more either. So I'm trying to find that middle ground, get love and give it, and have that balance of respecting myself, but also staying open to others. I don't want to push people too far away to be lonely, but I do want to kind of keep them away from my worst impulses, just how I take it. But wow, is this very just compelling and resonant, more than anything he's done before. So bravo, Woods. Number 7, Rei Yasuda, Circle. She has such a unique, raw quality to her voice. She gives just such stirring performances. Really incredible singer. And she brings that drama to the screen, too, with the visuals that go with some of these videos, like this thick orange fog she's in, the love story she narrates from afar in a different video, a black and white animated one that emphasizes the song's message with its blankness, the video where she's in red and is the pop of color, visually striking and emotionally dense. She really uses special effects, color, setups to really make a lot out of a little. So really artistic choices visually and smart choices sonically, although she can't do much wrong sonically because her voice is incredible. It's so gripping. I do think What Remains the Best Song is a pre-release from quite a while ago, not the end. And It's You is great too. There's more of a mellow sound with piano to Sunday Morning, more uplifting, feel-good vibes in Us, In a Beautiful World. She has quite a mix of really deep, dramatic, emotional, serious, powerful, more ballad-ish, slower tracks, and a bunch of great, more high-tempo, energetic boosts. And they're spread out nicely throughout the album, so it stays really interesting. Number 6, Stray Kids, The Sound. Let's talk about The Sound first. Continues to have that Stray Kids it factor. Very fun. Quite a mix of synth, ad-libs, statements about, yeah, the battlefield is just a playground to us. But then they have more emotional pivots, like on piano-backed Lost Me. Don't Let Me Love You is basically hip-hop, but make it more emotional. More emotional lyrically than expected. Novel is definitely for fans of their song Blueprint. They have just slow percussion and piano give a nice emotional quality to there. And they have some Japanese versions of really good songs. Chill, Case 143, God's Menu, Scars was a pre-release. I really want to stop and focus on some lyrics because they have some really incredible lyrics throughout this album. Here is some poetry in the song There. We were proud of ourselves when we found a star. Today, the sky is different from those days. It seems to be telling the story of who I am now. A cold and lonely wind blows, and the sea slowly loses its color, but these blue memories won't be washed away, even by the largest waves. It's basically about wanting time to stop and going back to when you were just with a loved one, looking up at the night sky. It's really interesting, too, that they end the album, I don't think it's a coincidence, they end the song and the album with the line, I'm still right there. Very You Make Stray Kids Stay of them to say. Some poetry from Novel. I wonder why the more you like someone, the more it hurts. Some poetry from Don't Let Me Love You. Walking through the dark, shoulders down, my shadow gets smaller and smaller. Finally, I'm able to see the big picture. The flowers getting crushed underneath don't matter to me. I know how this is going to end. The ideal is just an illusion. The reality is in fact cruel. There's no such thing as perfect. The scars are still here, as is your scent. The petals have withered, but the thorns are still there. This relationship is poisonous, but the feelings are still there. I just love that thought-provoking symbol. The imagery of your shadow gets smaller as you walk with a loved one through the dark. It's a cute romantic scene, but also your worries are going away too. It's not just about the love growing, it's about the shadow shrinking. And then he realizes what's really important to his life. Love these lyrics in Lost Me. If at least one person in a million could stay by my side, I'm happy with just that in this broken world. And in Battleground, they have their classic, we can take on any challenge we face lyrics. Really a great album to summarize their appeal. They're so big because they have so many great, boisterous songs, and also they admit to persistent vulnerabilities. So they sing about both life is hard and we have the tools to conquer it. You get both songs with them. And they know the power of their message. The Sound music video is a great visual representation of the power of music it can have on people. And they do that with their music being the force that literally blows the roof off the place. Number 5. Purple Kiss, Cabin Fever. This girl group is so underrated. I mean, they should be way bigger. Not that they're not successful, but they should be even bigger. Like I've said before on this show, my brother's Spotify Wrapped shows that his most listened to songs and artists and genres are all heavy metal, grunge, etc. And then Purple Kiss and K-Pop are on there. Purple Kiss messed up his whole algorithm because he just thinks Purple Kiss is something really unique about their music in the way it's formatted that non-K-pop listeners like himself could also like. So just a PSA if you're trying to convert someone to K-pop. And he just thinks and agrees with me, they have incredible talent. The acapella highlight medley, that continues to prove it. Their other acapella stuff, just a little while ago they released this medley of songs from around the world that was so good. Their voices are so distinct and just good. They're good at this. And they prove to have top-notch dancing skills too, with a big synchronized and personality-filled, immersive in the characters moment with the video for the intro song, Intro Save Me. They really just commit to the songs, the dance, but make it seem effortless. They also help co-write this stuff. They're one of those groups who I'm so glad has their specific visual and auditory aesthetic that they stick with. They don't go for extremes. They stay in this lane that I know and love. The comforting familiarity, ironically, of their spooky, dark, intriguing, mysterious adventures is back. The Sweet G's video, they've confirmed exists in this cinematic world with Perky, the nickname for the witches. That's them. So they are Perky, P-U-R-K-Y. And these witches are stuck in a hotel full of different mysteries, dark magic afoot that throws them all over the place, pushes them, literally. That's where their adventure takes them. So in every video, they're kind of these witches, the Perkies of the world, who are kind of in control, but always fighting a big evil force that goes unseen. And sometimes they have the upper hand, sometimes like in this video, they don't. In part this time, honestly, their own fault. Because rule number one of anyone in a horror movie type situation is do not answer the ringing phone. And then especially don't say yes when they ask on the phone if you want juice. But I digress. It also seems notable that the hotel wall has the letters RILAS on it, like part of the graffiti, which descrambled is rails, I guess. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But the RILAS graffiti in a blink and you'll miss it moment seemed notable for the story, so I would just keep that in the back of your head. Number 4. Josh Cohen, Wild Tonight. Josh Cohen is a member of the P-pop group SB19, and he really shines as a soloist. He has such superstar solo potential. Truly, I went into this really having no expectations, and I was so impressed. First of all, at an aesthetic level, he already has a clear vision of what he wants. It's dark vampire meets glam rocker meets rich king, literal king, looks on looks. He really steals the show with dancing and rapping. Such an action-packed and stylistically beautiful but dark, fascinating video. And the song itself is really stuck in my head a lot these days, where he just overtly embraces hurting his enemies, being like a thorn in their side, and much more. He has some tongue-in-cheek lyrics about his vampire status, talking about awakening the beast within. I'm at the top of my league, but I came all the way down just to say hi. Number 3. Epic High, Strawberry. Check out the episode of the show called Strawberry in Epic High's Mindset to get my full rundown of this album, the ways I interpret its meaning from the album cover to the lyrics to the way they end the album, all of my ruminations about Strawberry in that episode. The main downside of this release to me is just the music video, because so far as of recording time, the main one is for 2 songs, Catching on My Way, and it's basically just a vlog type vibe. I want like a Rosario again, like a big high concept, star-studded one. Like if you have a big iconic collaborator like Hwasa, I want her to play the role of like a movie villain. I just want more of a high concept video for these tracks, and maybe it's on the way, but as of recording time not, so far underwhelmed with the visuals this era, but blown away as always by their storytelling otherwise. Number 2. BSS, Second Wind. First of all, I have to admit my bias. You may have noticed I'm a Carat, so I was bound to love this. But objectively, I'm very impressed too, and here are some of the many reasons why. One is that in just 3 songs, they have a nice story and soundtrack. Fighting is a song they intentionally meant to be about getting you awake and alert, ready to seize the day. So it's your morning wake-up song. The song Lunch is obviously just a more fun R&B pop, chill, midday break song. And they soundtrack your evening, recharging, mellowing out after a long day of work with the song 7 p.m. So I love the story, I love the sonic variety, I love how full and fun from start to finish the title track Fighting is, and Yoonji Lee is a great collaborator. She just has such a unique, deep quality to her voice. I was hooked actually when she caught my ear with her collab with Seungkwan when they covered Lizzo's song Juice. That's what really got me to think, whoa, who's this vocalist? she's really special. So Yeonji Lee has her one-of-a-kind voice that really adds some character to the song. The song is really full of characters. It's so colorful. Love the lyric about feeling 17 again. Nice touch. And I just love her line that we're playing this crumpled life like some down on his luck Beethoven. We got more pages to play. So let's do this. The show must go on. They have the attitude towards life. The video really epitomizes the show must go on too, because they do the classically 17 thing where it looks like they're doing something and the camera zooms out. Turns out it was just like a film set. They do that again. It looks like the race car driving is not real. It was just a projector screen, making it look like they were riding really fast. Stuff like that. So details the live musical, theatrical flair they always bring to stuff is back even just for the subunit stuff. Plus, the racetrack theme got me excited, bringing to mind the left and right era again, which I loved. Yeah, you can tell I'm really hyped about this release. Very sweet lyrics about wanting to meet up for a lunch date no matter what, then wanting to hang out by the Han River at 7 p.m. I love that they end with the perfect outro. The whole album ends with the line, "Be here with me." Beautiful. Love that they release special performance videos to go with these songs. Love that there's a moment where they totally do the Spider-Man meme. You can't convince me otherwise. During one line, they totally do the Spider-Mans pointing at each other meme. I also think they nod to another 17 video with the drinks. Blue sparks come out of this drink, and that sparkles caused by the drink was a nice touch of magic in 17's Dream video that I think they intentionally nodded to there. Even if they didn't, it's a fun, whimsical touch. Plus the confetti blasts. It wasn't energetic and happy enough. We had to have confetti too. They really just do the most. It's so extra. I love it. Lastly, I want to talk about these stock prices. In the background, they have their fellow members' names on the ticker showing the current stock price of different companies. And I have questions about how they got to these numbers. Were they random or what? Like, they gave Dino a plus 8.08% stock price. June only got 7.17% increase. Mingyu 2.11. Like, what's going on there? Anyway, that was a nice funny touch. A very humorous, colorful, feel-good comeback. It was just such a mood boost. It was a fantastic follow-up to BSS's debut. This is how you come back after such a long hiatus for the subunit. Drumroll please for number 1, best release of the month. Ozzy, Attica, aka After Dark I Come Alive, and his new song with Mars 23, Gaslight. First of all, Gaslight, really good song. It's got a very creepy zombie theme with the video. Literally, Mars 23 comes out of his grave to go torture someone for life with his partner in crime, Ozzy. They go to this guy's house and call him, and the caller ID says Mars 23, but he's watching a movie, so he thinks it's just part of the act. Somehow, I guess, I don't know. He laughs it off like, whoa, that's surreal. And then, surprise, the main characters in his scary movie are right behind him. It's very strange. And he also has a moody, interesting visual to accompany the After Dark I Come Alive trailer. Lots of rock bangers, but slower, hip-hop driven songs, R&B style too. Clearly a mix of sonic influences. The intro is really great. Have you ever asked yourself what it means to feel truly alive? Have you ever confronted your true self? Are you living as a mere projection of your own beliefs? I wandered aimlessly in a desert, seeking the answer to that question. However, every step has brought me deeper into a bottomless dark, as my identity erodes my ego. At first, I fought to escape, but it wasn't until I reached the bottom of the shadows that I uncovered my own truth. In the moments after dark, I come alive. Then he has lyrics about coming alive. Sometimes that's literal, like he's talking about being a zombie, causing mayhem. He also has songs that seem to talk about mental health and his inner demons that he's trying to combat every day. The vicious cycle, he says, they put him through. The ceaseless pressure, more analogies referring to digging your own grave. He also addresses some pressure that might come with being so representative for Mando pop, with lyrics like, Mando, Mando, this is the way, no ordinary perceptions to break, all in our future at stake. And I love this sentiment from Avant-Garde. Cultures like seeds, now watch it blossom later. Our cultures are like seeds that can blossom together. Love that so much. So really, really deep, profound album. Great songs, and definitely this whole album, to me, is definitely for fans of DPR Ian. The Mito albums, if you're a long-time listener, you know how much I raved about Mito. DPR Ian is incredible. Ozzy's doing something different, but I'm just saying, if you're a fan of DPR Ian, this music and story will also captivate you. Now for a mega round of honorable mentions. Park Woo-jin, Own. This AB6 member really does carve a niche solo for himself. This is very different from AB6, and he rocks it. Nice drama building, in top tier, the right call for a title track. He has an R&B meets electronic song Dive, lots of sound effects. What makes a big splash is the very full, brassy song Feeling Good with Giselle. Then he slows things down with Self-Portrait. Instrumentally, it's quite a variety pack. Lim Kim and Jamie, Love Me Crazy. The fierceness is off the charts when they're together, so this release just brings all the energy I wanted. Love them both as performers so much, so together it was just wonderful. Into One, Riki Maru, INTO1, RIKIMARU, Up and Down. This Mando Pop jam is very noisy, very just busy and loud and interesting and ceaselessly energetic. He rocks 3 main looks in a video that's kind of ambiguous. So there's platinum blonde, all white outfit, Riki Maru. There's red leather jacket, Riki Maru. The jacket has a bunch of jewels encrusted on it, which are just really cute. With the black mesh top, I mean, he's serving in that outfit. Anyway, there's also black sparkly blazer Riki Maru. The red leather one frees the white outfit one from his chains, uses this magic on him. Basically gives permission to be reborn as his original self, is how I interpret it. And then the third version of Riki Maru is just surrounded by flames, and it's a whole thing. It's quite ambiguous, to be continued, and intriguing. He's worth keeping an eye on for sure. Zero Park, Where Does Sasquatch Live? I talked about some of his past videos before on this show in my Best Music Videos of 2022 episodes, because he's very one of a kind. In his videos, he always plays a very campy role. He goes very over the top on purpose. He really just goes for a maximalist, loud character. From an eerie zombie type person to a Pinocchio type, wooden puppet type creature. In this new video, he's not really just a person. It's a long story. The video for his new single, Christian, is truly one of the grossest videos I've watched in a long time, so beware. Lots of stuff gets spit out and flies everywhere and makes a mess, and it's a whole thing. But it's his typical, very one-of-a-kind vision. The album cover is also a unique vision, looking like Chucky's long-lost cousin, also giving some CGI Lorax movie energy, do with that what you will. It's really quite an album full of social commentary, and kind of in the same vein as the commentary from TXT's whole Peter Pan homage that I talked about in those TXT episodes of the show, because it's all about kind of adults think they know better, but maybe they don't. So actually he takes it in a different direction, where TXT point out the problems with Peter Pan. Zero Park focuses on the adults don't know any better anyway. So why not just listen to Peter Pan, have some fun? The song Sasquatch has lyrics like, "Why do you want to be a grown-up? It's a curse. Modern marketing blurs your vision." On Sunburn Kid, he says, "My fangs are ground by the system and people. All the lies of the grown-ups. Now I talk like them. We're not much different from the machine. New toy is better than the old version. Don't stop daydreaming. You can do what I can't." He's like talking to his younger self. He keeps up saying this in Magic. "I was a machine. No love in my pockets. Stick it to the plan for the cash. Only businessman can survive in this darn system." He interestingly seems to find love as a key to getting out of this system, this way of life that feels like it's trapping him. He feels freer to be himself with a loved one. And on the song he sings, "I feel like you feel like me. Maybe we're connected by this system. Your magic makes me forget what I'm going through. It doesn't matter. I'm happy, though I'm lost." He basically has this attitude of, well, these are the circumstances. They are what they are. Maybe I could find the good in them. Maybe I could find a good angle here. And from one perspective, well, at least we're in the same hellish condition. We're going through this together. So if you feel the same as me, maybe I can find that source of human connection I've been craving, which has been furthering my distaste for the world as it is in the first place. You're the key to getting out of this mental feeling of being stuck. Really interesting way of putting it. And just to intrigue you a bit more, I'll just read you part of the opening monologue for this album. There once was a child who saw something out of this world that shook him to his core. Imagine the absolute, unimaginable appears right before your eyes. You could never forget that moment. It would change your life. More and more people have witnessed the unimaginable. However, this world is a painful place for those who pursue fantasy. It actually takes it away. Really interesting album with his eccentric vision come to life once again, and the only downside is I can't watch that video again. Kana Adachi, Seeker. By the way, I apologize. Sometimes I forget. Since in Japan they read right to left, sometimes I say an artist's name flipped. So sometimes on some streaming services, you'll have to type in Adachi Kana to find this. Others, it's Kana Adachi. There's quite a sonic whirlwind we're dealing with here. Laid-back songs, traces of city pop in Date, then more jovial synth pop. We got some guitar-focused mellow songs like Walk. She ends with 4321, which brings up the energy a bit from the piano ballad before it. Lots of different variety here. One and Only really showed that they do really well with a Latin pop sound, and they get very mature and flirty for them, mix things up a little, Forget That, which is definitely for fans of Kane Daniels' Who You Are era. Super Dragon's Revolution is super dramatic, suspenseful, and full period. It has this unexpected dance break during the chorus, and it's just a lot of twists and turns. Super Dragon continues to have this element of surprise in their work. Love J Soul Brothers III's new EP, Stars. Seven Crowns has big walking into the room theme song energy, big main character energy. Yoasobi sure take us on a sonic adventure on the song Adventure. Very fun and cheerful, bouncy guitars. More fast synth pop fun. Flavor by Genic, Genic. We talked last month about only one of's new release, Chrome Arts. The full release is out now, go check it out. Last month we talked about the single off of it, which actually made it to my top 20 list. They continue to be really good at being sultry performers, working with a distorted instrumental, a very specific sonic and visual realm they continue to inhabit. I love when a K-pop artist doesn't change things up too much when they release a Japanese release. It still feels like them. Dust Cell's new song, Alter Ego, is literally everything. It is everything but the kitchen sink. So many sounds, and it keeps getting faster and faster, and then it seems like it can't get faster, but it does somehow. It is a thrill. It's really quite a rush. Go check it out. For more rock fans, Baby Metal have a new single, Light and Darkness, which is another great addition to their big dramatic series of teasers for the upcoming album. They are really refreshed. They sound really revived, post-hiatus. I have a great feeling about this new album, and this era feeling like a big, big moment for Baby Metal. More of a pop-punk sound with Rocket Girl and Crazy Love. Man with a Mission, switch things up for them in the best ways though, on Fantasista. Dawn, DVWN, really I think found his strong suit musically. I think he really got into a better groove with probably his best single to date, High Teen. I hope he keeps leaning more in that direction in the future. Classy really just conquered the girl crush concept for the Fierce Target video. Kepler have a cute new video for I Do You, and a remix I like way more than I thought I would, the Imlay remix of Wadada Japanese version. That was a very fun surprise. Gotta shout out Jay Parks Yesterday. It's pretty rare that we just get a nice, non-distracting reminder of his pure vocal chops. He just sings really beautifully, really smoothly, and usually his songs have, hip-hop beats and raps and collabs galore. He just dials it all back for Yesterday. Just reminds us of his pure talent on his own. Speaking of talented vocalists, Shido sounds as sweet as ever on the song Sweet. and TXT sound lovely on the new OST, Goodbye Now. They also just released a dance performance video for Devil by the Window, which I am so obsessed with. It's such a high concept performance video. Some artists go for the performance video in just like a garage or a practice studio or whatever. No, they went all out. This is like cinematic music video level visual aid for this Devil by the Window concept. And of course, I already love the song, as you know, based on my extensive coverage of that album on 2 different episodes about it, published a while back. Decoding TXT's Neverland, the corresponding essay on my Substack also dives into it. But somehow, I thought it wasn't possible, but I fell even more in love with the song Devil by the Window. The dance routine for it is going to be so cool live. Really jealous of everyone who sees them on their upcoming tour. Really mad they're still not going back to Chicago, SMH, but anyway, Devil by the Window will be gripping live. They look so cool, I can't articulate it well. You just gotta watch it. I love when a video for an older track brings new attention to it. Like with Elast, they released a new single Thrill smartly at the same or around the same time as they released a video for an older track, Nightmare. And I was reminded then how good it was, and I appreciate the song more. Sulgi also gave us a new video for an older song. The synth pop delight, Anywhere But Home, has a cute video to go with it. And Beauty Box have a new special practice video for Favorite. Really just bubbly and cute as always, and the cute, colorful rainbow of tutus, so cute. If you want to watch just a very sweet, shy love story, watch the video for PP Crit, Hesitate. Beautiful, sweet, harmonizing together on a bossa nova style track, Let's Love by Chu and Kim Johan. If you listen to any of the Ice Cream remixes for NCT 127's Two Baddies, honestly, I think the only one you must check out is the No Identity remix. The others, honestly, you can skip. If you're into the dark, sinister feel to a pop song, with dark crashing synths and a Dove Cameron-esque angle, check out Lim Kim's Damn Cold. A very fun, quirky sound to Juju's Bet On Me, which definitely to me brought to mind Tempest's debut song Bad News. ADO, has an indescribably mixed bag of emotions, of fast-paced rapping, electronic details, an enormous amount going on. In the song, I'm a Controversy, and that song certainly might be polarizing, but worth a listen. For Eve, teamed up with Proxy for Love Mode, a feel-good, laid-back, synth-pop jam. If you're looking for new videos that are just under the bizarre, hard-to-explain category, Yeji has you covered. Yaeji. There's so much in her videos where you're like, what's happening? What am I watching? And I truly don't know how to explain it. It's just totally illogical, totally goofy. So if you want bizarre videos to watch, check out Yeji's Done, aka Let's Get It. In this one, it's cute. She's with an older relative, presumably, and they wear these bunny ears together, go on adventures like best friends. Holyday, Hollyday, has a new album called Holy. Spotlight is the most memorable song. Definitely is the soundtrack that is exactly what an alien invasion will sound like. DK from 17 released a cover of Baekhyun's Amusement Park, which was such a treat. Be First have a new song with big, early day GOT7 energy to it. The video also with the skate park and the graffiti and the sporty style, very reminiscent to me of 8 Turn, the new boy group's debut video. Do with that what you will. The new song is called Boom Boom Back, and it just has a ton of personality, a wild sound effect in the chorus. Rock band Blue and Count released the album Journey Through the New Door, confirming that Zero was definitely the right call for the pre-release title track. Vendetta is one of the more memorable moments. They get slower and more emotional after that, but then back to super fast rocking out. The guitar and the percussion are just full speed ahead again. And then they end with kind of a compromise between super slow or super fast. A nice one they end with for pop punk fans, at least more so than the other tracks. They've got a relatively crowd pleaser for a final song. Kawaguchi Arena released Cheeky Cheeky, which shows her and her co-stars rocking out in very come-as-you-are fashion for like an alternative prom, a more unconventional prom look, fashion show of sorts. very enthusiastic, and I can definitely see, especially with the electronic piano mix, I can definitely picture fans of IVE's Afterlike really loving this song. Miwa has a new album out, Sparkle. There's quite a mix. Pop ballads like Who I Am, easy listening, like On Holiday, fast electro rock with Dighton, wavy synths for I, kind of Disney movie-esque sounds to Kana. The most unique though is Triple U, letter U, letter U, letter U. Sean teamed up with Jeff Sater for Steal the Show, and they did. Match made in vocal heaven. So angelic, their vocals. Plus the video, pretty dark and creepy symbols and narrative. But honestly, instead of getting swept up in some kind of dark lore and spookiness, I was just fixated on Jeff Sater, who is just visually incredible. The new girl group Limelight really got on my radar with Love and Happiness. Truly, I just think it's way better than any previous release of theirs. They've really found their groove. It's a catchier song than ever. I like that they invited Jin Hwan from iKON to join the video. I also love a good ending credits movie-style scene. It's also just a very aesthetically pleasing video for the single called Honestly. Like, imagine going to high school in the pastel dreamscape of Instagram dreams. It is incredibly beautiful, especially just for high school. So beautiful pastel setting, lots of cute clothes, cute dance scenes that also show how they've improved, not just in terms of song catchiness, but synchronization. Cute pajama scenes, pajama party scenes. It's very, very cute, start to finish. I'm a big fan of hyperpop J-rock stars, Meme Tokyo. They have a very eclectic mix of songs, always, but honestly, I was very disappointed by their self-titled new album. Now the singles on it, I'm glad get renewed attention now. River's End does what it had to do, Overnight, but the new songs I don't care for. They're very full in a way that doesn't work for me this time, like it usually does with them. Lots of big, brassy, celebratory songs collide with rock songs and electronic filters with no rhyme or reason. You'll really know what I mean about these, oh my gosh, this is like downright overwhelming mixtures on Reality War, Moratorium Aquarium. But they do go back to just a less busy sound, a more just classic electro J-pop, fast-paced sound for Retro Future, Sweet Dream. The most K-pop-ish is Meteor Mirage, and honestly, to me it sounds like a Kepler song. I could easily picture Kepler singing it. They end with their version of a ballad, meaning it's like an up-tempo but just not super up-tempo song, their own personal way of slowing down. And I just want to remind you, the single River's End really goes off, but man, does it sound like it sampled and distorted the Puri Dreamcatcher instrumental, or the cadence, or something about Puri by Dreamcatcher sound was totally incorporated into River's End. There's a new boy group, Ensign, who looks super cute and likable, with woo-woo. They also have kind of a block party vibe of In Summer, so they have promise. As do How, or Haw, H-A-W-W. How Are You is their debut song and album. I definitely think it's for DKB fans, like 24/7 era DKB. J-rock group Bandmade are back with Memorable. Really powerful way to end the song with the lyric, "We dream of a world." And then they kind of let you finish the sentence. We dream of a world of what? It's up to you. Very on brand, and the whole song has that message of never giving up and finding a way to, as they put it, paint the sky with your feelings that overflow like spilled paint. Lexi Liu, a C-pop fave of mine, continues to drop performance videos for her The Happy Star album. Each video just makes me like each song even more, because she adds this very cavalier acting with her biting lyrics, stubborn, digging in her heels nature of the songs. The attitude is palpable, and I love it so much. She's giving "Don't Mess With Me" or "You'll Find Out" energy. And they also double as lyric videos. So fun, cavalier performances, mixed with a reminder of how catchy those songs are, and a refresher of the lyrics. And she does it again with Dance Dance, which is really, really overtly a perfect cry dance song, where she sings, "Don't know why I'm shy, I kill every vibe, stay home Friday nights, they take me out, I'll just cry. Just want to be on my own, might as well cry on the dance floor," really just a mood. NCT Dream made their adorable Japanese debut with Best Friend Ever. It is so cute and also very bizarre until you get to the end of the video and you find out it looks like Haechan was just dreaming everything. It being all a dream would explain a lot. Because there's a talking dinosaur toy, a cuckoo clock with a rubber ducky in place of a cuckoo. That's actually a good idea to sell, like a Fisher Price rubber ducky cuckoo clock. A mini UFO, lots of bubbles, disconnected floating eyeballs. Pretty much every kind of dream visualized into one weird scene. Scenes in outer space, scenes where they have this cute pillow fight in these fuzzy robes in an NCT shade of green, with Care Bears in the background. They just have so much wholesome fun. So cute. I bet this song is really cute live. They have a lyric about the 7-day routine of life, getting back on the daily grind. Just made me think of their song title, 7 Days. That is it for me today when it comes to actually getting into my huge bulletin board red string meme mode where I dissect the NCT universe. I won't do that today. I've done that before on the show. I'll spare you, but you know I have hours worth of detailed presentations I could give you about connecting different Easter eggs. Anyway, the reference to 7 days is notable. The clock also says it's 7 o'clock. It's a whole thing. The whale outside the window. Okay, I'll stop now. Another great merch option is the Oscar the Grouch knockoff of sorts that starts at the beginning of the video and then melts at the end for inexplicable reasons. That plushie I would totally buy. As for the lyrics, super sweet and wholesome, just like being there with your friend to comfort them, rain or shine, good or bad day, we will help each other get through life, together make it easier on each other, friends forever, it's so cute. But they also say, while someone smiles, another cries. And they say there are no answers, like the clouds in the sky. It's about just kind of accepting life and trusting things will work out okay, especially with a friend by your side. Suvi is giving me a bit of a New Jeans vibe, just with her style, with her fresh-faced casual look, her high-pitched airy voice, the detailed but in a soft way, in a more understated way instrumental, the way things seem ironically curated to look relaxed. That's her whole aesthetic for this new era with the visuals for A-Tempo, especially the Hey visual film brought that home for me. Speaking of artists who remind me of New Jeans, Triple S is back with Assemble. They have kind of a nostalgia bent to their wardrobe, their hip-hop sound on some songs, the home movie-style footage, look to their videos, the way they have kind of superstar alter egos, really just come out of their shell, performing on stage versus in the practice room. Not that they're really shy in the practice room either, but just a different level of embracing the spotlight, eventually. Just a lot of details that do remind me of New Jeans. But I do think they have some different sound. Visually, they're going for a similar thing, but I think they do have interesting distinctions sonically. Lots of funky synth keys and colorful. There's an interesting array of tempo, sound changes, and details in The Baddest. There's some lovely harmonizing in the background in New Look, which is for fans of Star by Luna. Okay, Chowell does remind me a bit of New Jeans. I do think Rising is a bop and a good title track choice. So I'll just say don't count this group out yet. I do think they have something original, unique to offer still, that hopefully comes out of them more over time. Lucy look like they come out of a cute kids TV show in the Unbelievable video. Their new album, Insert Coin, starts out lighter and then gets to more dark and distorted shakeups in the latter half, so you get the best of both worlds. The best song is probably Never in Vain. Daiichi Mura is back with Alos, A-L-O-S. It's more just kind of feel-good synth pop, lighter than his usual material. Heavy emphasis on synthesizer usage, especially compared to usual. And now he's refreshingly optimistic and has poetic lyrics like, as many hesitations as there are stars in the sky. Hyperpop meets rap is brought to you by Bryn, B-R-Y-N. Nowadays is a great B-side, but I love the industrial edge to the hip-hop meets synth-pop Fill Me Up. There's a very criminally underrated pop-punk band, a co-ed group, No Sleep Club, aka NSC, and their new song, I Don't Want Love, real just pop-punk perfection for Avril Lavigne fans, and it's really just biting. The lyrics like, you should feel sorry, you're the one who's not worth my time, can't believe you can sleep well at night kind of a thing, about someone's disloyalty, being unforgivable. The main singer really just looks very cool in her button-up and tie with a leather jacket and the braid. Really want to copy that look. Also, shout out to the guy who cut the middle finger out of his glove so he can still flip people off even when he has the glove on. Quite an idea. It's quite an antic-filled sitcom-esque video too, where they basically try to snag a guy for her, but the plan goes kind of beyond off the rails, and she just reminds them, I don't need any of these people. These people are not worth losing sleep over. Sky High and Taku Takahashi, both really on top of their game with Dunk. This single is everything. It is so fast, an adrenaline jolt in song form. And the video just adds to this feeling of, oh my gosh, he just spits fire raps. There's fire dance moves that are just the freestyle dance circle and the infectious energy. They just feed off of each other in each moment to just keep this momentum and palpable energy alive and well. Just a thrill. Stray Kids member Han released a solo track on YouTube, Volcano. Really interesting set of analogies he uses. Like, first he calls his lover like the volcano. Like, go ahead and explode. Let out all your emotions. Vent to me. Go ahead, even if you feel like the beast in A Beauty and the Beast tale. Go ahead and shed your many wounds. He also compares his love to just the temperature of a volcano, this all-consuming heat that is beyond intense. He also says, I'm the drought, you're the rain, I'm the paper, you're a poem. You grabbed me when I was falling, my falling days were sorrow. When I'm thinking of you, my mind is like a volcano. Really interesting ways he plays with the symbolism of this big, emotionally out of control structure. And quite timely because of Stray Kids' natural disaster-filled new music video for the sound. Lastly, Miku. Yes, I will continue to promote Miku. Sorry Not Sorry. She has a really catchy new song with Set It Off, Why Do I, which I already talked about and defended before, but I'll defend again because there's a new sped up remix out, and I wouldn't mind if this was taking off on TikTok. It actually seems like Miku songs are primed for TikTok fame, so it's kind of surprising they haven't been as talked about yet. But Why Do I is a good song to use to change that. That's all for me today. Thank you all so much for tuning in as always. Happy listening. You can find out more about these releases and check out the videos I talked about today that will be embedded in the article if you're subscribed to the show's free newsletter, 17caratkpop.substack.com. Thank you guys for checking out today's episode, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye everybody.